Hello students, today I will be discussing with you about inventory management. So before starting with various aspects associated with inventory management, let's first understand what does inventory mean. It is the value of materials and goods held by an organization to support its production activities, or it is held for sale purpose in the market. Inventories must be accurately counted and valued at the end of each accounting period to ascertain firm's profit or loss. So it becomes essential for the financial manager to manage the inventory efficiently, as efficient management of inventory increases firm's value in return. The firm's financial manager must also arrange the firm's inventory policy in a manner that ensures the firm's overall profitability. Here the role of inventory manager also becomes important, as he is supposed to balance the cost and the benefits associated with the inventories, as inventories represents the second largest asset category for manufacturing companies. Generally, the proportion of inventories to total assets varies between 15 and 30%. Let's now discuss the various types of inventories, which are as follows: raw material, work in progress or process, finished goods, and MRO or supplies inventory. Coming to the raw materials, they are the basic inputs that are converted into finished products through the manufacturing process. Work in progress are semi-manufactured products. They represent products that need more work before they become finished products for sale. Finished goods are those completely manufactured products which are ready for sale. MRO inventory, also known as maintenance, repair and operating inventory, such as spare parts, consumable stores like lubricants, oil, etc., that do not go into final product but are consumed during the production process. Office supplies like pen, pencil and other stationeries item can be considered under this particular head. There are various decisions regarding inventory which are to be taken by various executives like production, purchasing and marketing executives in different departments of the firm. So for raw material, the decisions are taken by the purchasing and production executives. For work in progress, decisions are taken by the production executives. For finished goods, the decisions are taken by the production and marketing executives. As inventory management has important financial implications, the financial manager has the responsibility to ensure that the inventories are properly monitored and controlled. The financial manager has to also emphasize on the financial point of view and initiate various programs with the participation and involvement of others for efficient management of inventory. There are various benefits of holding inventory, which I will be discussing one by one. So the first benefit of holding inventory is holding inventory helps in avoiding any loss of sales. So in case a firm maintains adequate amount of inventory with them, it will be easy for the firm to execute the customer's orders without any delay, and which in turn will help them avoid losing their customers and hence loss of sale. Coming to the second benefit of holding inventory, it actually helps in gaining quantity discount from the suppliers. So if the firm places a large amount of order for certain materials from the suppliers may give generous quantity discounts to the firm by reducing the price of the material. So this quantity discount will further reduce the cost of the goods of the firm, and which will increase the profit on the sale by the firm. So coming to the third benefit of holding inventory is it helps in reducing the order cost. So previously only I had discussed, by ordering a large number, a firm can reduce the cost it incurs on the material. So whenever the company is making bulk orders, the number of orders will help in reducing and minimizing the cost involved. Coming to the fourth benefit of holding inventory it actually is efficient for production runs. So whenever there is any production activities to be carried out by the firm, there is a startup cost which is incurred by the firm for setting up its laborers or manpower, or by setting up the machines to produce the goods. So whenever the cost which is incurred on all these aspects get absorbed when the production begins. So the cost will come down automatically when the process of production runs for a longer period of time. And when the firm frequently sets up its production line, it will increase its startup cost. So by holding sufficient amount of inventory with the firm tries to make sure that the production line is never out of raw materials, which in turn will ensure longer run in the production line. Hence, it reduces the startup cost, which in turn increases the efficiency of the production. So coming to the last benefit of holding inventory, it helps in reducing risk of production shortages. So whenever the firm has sufficient amount of inventory with them, it will help the firm to prevent the shortage of any raw material or the components needed to produce the goods. So with the firm's efficient inventory management systems, it becomes suitable for the firm to maintain large quantities of stocks with them, and they can always keep firm's inventory on check. So these were the few benefits of holding inventory. Coming to the various costs related to inventory, the categorization is as follows: ordering cost, carrying cost, and shortage cost. So coming to the ordering cost, these are the expenses incurred in purchasing inventory from suppliers. So basically, ordering costs pertain to items manufactured in the company, and they include expenses on the requisitioning, setup, receiving and placing storages. Okay. So coming to carrying cost, these are the cost or the expenses which are associated with holding inventory over a period of time. It is the cost of owning, storing and keeping inventory to be sold to the customers, and the expenses may include on the interest on capital locked up in the inventory, storages, insurance, etc. Carrying costs generally are about 25% of the value of inventories held with the firm. So coming to the shortage cost, these are the costs which are incurred by an organization when it has no inventory in stock. So inventory shortages may result into customer dissatisfaction and ultimately loss of sales for the firm. So here one more thing we also need to understand is that there is an inverse relationship between ordering and carrying cost. So whenever a firm orders in large quantity, in order to reduce its total ordering cost, it actually increases the carrying cost for the firm. So there has to be a trade-off among these costs associated with the firm. Let's now understand what does inventory control mean. Inventory control is basically a technique or a tool which is for maintaining the size of the inventory or for deciding the optimum size of the inventory to be maintained by the organization, and it is done to protect the interest of the organization. There are various objectives with which inventory control works. The first objective is to reduce the investment in inventories. Inventory control also aims at supplying these stocks on time. Here, inventory controls also helps in procuring the inventories at a minimum price without foregoing the quality of the product. Inventory control also helps in avoiding shortages or stockouts. It also helps in avoiding the wastage associated with the inventory. Inventory management is essential to maintain a large size of inventory for efficient and smooth production and also for sales operation. Coming to the techniques of inventory control, there are various techniques of inventory control which actually firm can adopt or a company can adopt, and this is done to determine the optimum level of inventories. Here are a list of some commonly and widely used techniques of inventory control: ABC analysis, VED analysis, SDE classification, FSM classification, SOS classification, just-in-time and EOQ. So I'll be discussing all these techniques one by one, or the tools one by one. So coming to the first classification, ABC analysis. Here in this particular technique, all the materials are classified according to their value as high, medium and low. In case of A items or A classification, the materials have small percentage of total items but have actually higher values. B class materials are the medium value of material and they actually represents more of the total items but have medium value. C class or the low value materials, here these materials have high percentage of total items but have low value. This ABC analysis is also known as selective inventory control method. This technique actually helps in control of materials on selective basis. It also helps in reduction of clerical cost and it is a very proper and powerful method for cost reduction. In case of VED analysis, they are done to determine the criticality of an item and its effect on production and other services. This particular analysis is specially used for classification of spare parts. If the part is vital most, it is given V. If it is essential, then it is given E. If it is not so essential, it is given as D. So for V items, large stocks are maintained, while for E items, minimum stock is enough. In case of FSN analysis, it groups the material into three categories as fast moving, slow moving and non-moving or dead stock respectively. So here FSN is helpful in identifying active items which need to be reviewed regularly and surplus items and non-moving items are to be examined. Under SDE classification, here it is based upon the availability position of any item, especially in developing countries where certain items are scarce. This analysis is useful. S refers to scarce items, especially imported items and those which are in short supply. D refers to difficult items which are available in indigenous market but cannot be produced easily. E refers to easily available items, mostly the local items. In case of SOS analysis, here S stands for seasonal items and OS for off-seasonal items. So here the seller has to buy the seasonal items at lower price and has to keep his inventory and sell them at a higher price during the off-season. So if not, the seller has to buy the goods at a higher price during the off-season. Here the decisions are taken based on the fluctuations and the availability of the material. Next is just-in-time or JIT inventory management. It is also known as lean manufacturing and sometimes also referred to as the Toyota production system. In case of just-in-time inventory, it is a strategy to increase efficiency and decrease waste by receiving goods only as they are needed in the production process, thereby reducing inventory cost. So here the focus is mostly on ordering the goods or the inventory whenever the production has to happen, otherwise it is not ordered. Coming to the economic order quantity. Economic order quantity refers to the optimum amount of any item that should be ordered at any given point in time such that the total annual cost of carrying and ordering that item is minimized. So basically EOQ focuses on the optimum lot size. In order